Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Amanda. I'm a full-time working mom. I have 3 kids and I'm just filming our journey, going back to our roots, kind of living how our great-grandparents did. We're trying to be more frugal and preserving a lot of food, growing a lot of food, and just living off our land as best we can. And I'm just trying to share our journey to that and show that it is possible, even if you are still working and you're still busy as we are. It's possible, and it just takes a little bit of effort and a lot of planning and you can do it. So welcome to our channel, and today I'm going to be going through the 2023 garden plan, our summer garden. I'm going to sit you down with me and show you my planner and show you our layout for this year. Compared to last year, we're adding some rows. We've done some crop rotation, and I'll kind of go over a little bit of that. And then at the end of the video, we're also going to be planting some seeds. I'm really excited to get my hands in the dirt. It's been an awful winter here in North Dakota. We've had one of the worst winters we've had in a long time. It's currently blizzarding right now, and we are stuck at home. So I figured no better way to spend the blizzard than with my hands in some dirt, praying for spring. We're going to be doing some onions, which I'm really late on. I was supposed to have the onions in a few weeks ago. I like to get them started early. Well, I've been told we're supposed to get them started early. I've just done sets, usually just the little bulbs you buy from the store. And this year I'm doing an experiment where I'm going to do some that we've started from seed, and then some that are going to be started into the garden as sets. And we're going to see which ones do better. We're going to see which ones are more productive and bigger, and kind of just do the experiment together over the course of the summer, and I'll bring you guys along for that too. So today we're going to do onions. I need to do broccoli, cauliflower, and some cabbage. I want to do a lot more cabbage this year than I did last year. So let's go into the house if it's quieted down, and we're going to go through our planner. All right. So for 2023 garden, I have this really awesome planner. Jill Winger is the creator of this, and I ordered it, and it's super helpful. It's got kitchen, garden, and farm. And so in my garden section of this, she has a whole bunch of cool notes with companion planting and crop rotation and our harvest log and all that stuff. So this was kind of my helper. This crop rotation thing was my helper for teaching myself, because I've never done crop rotation, how to plant my garden this year properly off of what we planted last year. So here I decided to use this blank page to write down the stuff that I needed to start indoors, and I'm actually missing onions and stuff in here too. And then what variety, so I'll add to that. And then the day that I start them, the number that germinated, and then the day that I put them outside. So that's kind of what we're going off of. So I'm going to be doing broccoli, cauliflower, and onions tomorrow. I'm going to bring you guys along with that. I had a really good success rate with my broccoli and my onions, my broccoli and my cabbage last year with starting them indoors. So I'm going to do that again. And then over here, I just put my frost dates. May 18th, September 21st is the first frost. Seeds, and I did buy jalapenos, so I can check that off. And then I'm going to make PVC row covers, kind of to help with bugs for my broccoli and cauliflower and cabbage. And then here's kind of my cattle panel idea, and I kind of priced it out, so we'll be doing that this year too. And then here is the layout. And this is the entrance to my garden right here. I put north and south. So my entrance is up here. So when I come in, I had tomatoes before, and I'm going to be doing broccoli this year, and cabbage and cucumbers. And I did way too many cucumbers last year. Way too many cucumbers. This was my layout last year. So it's kind of backward, because this was where you come in my garden. And I had my tomatoes, peppers. I didn't get any carrots planted. Actually, that stayed empty the whole time, the whole summer. And then peas, I'm not going to devote any space to peas because they just don't give you a lot of bang for your buck. I had this whole huge row of peas, and we had a ton. and we shelled them, and I got like 5 pints maybe. So it's just not really worth it other than snacking. So I'll probably grow those along the sides because I have that chicken wire, not chicken wire, what's that stuff? Horse fence. I have the horse fence along the garden. So I might just grow it there, and then if wildlife come and eat on it, whatever. And then beans, I'm still going to do beans this year. And then potatoes for sure. I never did get the okra in, which is fine. I'll try and find a place for that this year. But my cucumbers, I did 15 plants on each side. And it was actually more than that because I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mounds. And in each mound, I put like four seeds, and they all germinated. So we had way too many. So this year I'm only going to do a tiny spot of cucumbers. And that's just to pickle some because we don't have, you eat a ton of pickles, and you know, we don't eat a ton, so I'm not going to devote garden space to that. This is kind of just my staples, stuff that I can use, stuff that I can, stuff that I can preserve. So I did do zucchini and yellow squash. I'm going to do that there because we like to do that for fresh eating. Well, I like to do it for fresh eating in the summertime. And then the broccoli, I'm really going to try and cut it up and preserve it by freezing it because we do a lot of this pasta. It's called Little Ears pasta, and it has broccoli in it. So if I have frozen broccoli, I can use it for that meal, among other things. And then my cabbage, I want to do homemade sauerkraut and try my hand at fermenting that. So there's the garden layout for 2023. And then real quick, I just wanted to show you, I'm sure you've seen this everywhere. Everybody and their sister does this. But for organizing my seeds, I found this is very helpful. These are the onions I'm going to be starting tomorrow with you guys. And then these are just photo, what's the word? Photo, like, organizers. So they're 4x6, I believe. And you can get them on Amazon. You can get them at Hobby Lobby, Michael's, wherever. And they just clip like that. It's super handy. They're separated out. This has been super helpful. And I can actually take these kind of, so you can see this one's falling apart. Okay, hang on, honey. This one's kind of falling apart, but I can take this into the garden with me and just pop it open. And you can see this still has dirt in it from this last year because I just bring it in the garden, pop it open, grab my peas, plant them, and I shut it. And then that way I'm not losing stuff and it's not getting wet, stuff like that. So I'm not sure about this. This was a free seed that I got from Baker Creek, so I got to do some more reading on that. And then here's my okra. I want to try and find a home for that this summer and get some okra grown because we love okra. So definitely go out and get you one of these. I might actually upgrade and get a second one and separate these out a little bit more. Hey guys, what's up? It's Monday. It's been a long Monday. I was home working from home today with Miss Olivia. She was sick, had a stomach bug, and so I kept her home and just let her have a kind of a rest day. She's creeping up over here. I'm gonna bring you guys with me tonight while I get my onion and cabbage. Hang on, honey. Onion, cabbage, and broccoli. I don't think I'm gonna do cauliflower. I don't think I had that on there. Onions, broccoli, and cabbage. Would you like to say hi to everyone?
Hi.
Come here, jump.
Hi.
Are you feeling better?
Yeah.
Good. Are you going to help me?
Yeah.
You want to help me get the seeds in?
Yeah.
Okay. You ready?
And spring.
For spring. Very good. All right, let's get it done.
Yeah.
Okay, so here is kind of my setup that I like to do. I've got my seed starting mix, and I have decided to only use Gardener Supply seed starting mix because last year I had an incident where I got this and another bag from Walmart. Maybe it was Burpee brand, but either way, I planted them side by side. I used these, and I'll get into these. There was 2 of these that I had. One had the Gardener Supply and one had the Burpee, I believe it was. I didn't write it down because I didn't care. I just wanted to use good stuff only. But I planted the same thing, which was my cabbage and my broccoli, the same exact way, same day, same everything. And my seeds literally rotted. And I had the same watering schedule, like to a T. I did everything the same, and that stuff was awful. So therefore, I'm only using Gardener Supply seed starting mix. I heard there was a lot of people last year that had issues with starting mix. So it could have just been a manufacturer thing that I have no idea. But I'm just going with something that I have proven out that has been the best for my farm. Do your research on what you want to use. That's totally up to you, what works best for you and your farm. I'm saying this is what I prefer to use. So that being said, these are kind of my little setups. These are the three main things that I use. Olivia, do you know what that is? Do you know what this is? What comes in there?
Flower.
We do put some flowers in there. We can grow flowers in here, but this was a rotisserie chicken container from the grocery store.
Okay.
Okay. And so it's perfect to start anything that you're gonna, like, for instance, the onions that I'm doing would be perfect for this because they're deep enough to our needs. If you filled it, all the way to this first rim, they'd be plenty deep enough. They're about that deep. And so I use these mainly for tomatoes. I will seed start tomatoes in here. If I want to do a whole bunch of Roma, which is what I'll be doing, I will just literally pop my fingers in there, make little holes, and then put seeds in there. And then I'll see if I can find a clip from last year's that I grew in here. Yep, that's the top. Thank you. And then I'll show you what it looked like. They were awesome. They were growing super tall. And then I would just go in there when it was time to up pot them into bigger, something, more along these lines, bigger, or the squares that would go in this. Then you would just grab them out of there. And I'll be bringing you along with when I do that this year too. You'll be coming with me for all this. So I'm just kind of explaining right now. Livs, you got to leave my stuff alone, please, baby. So you're showing it to my YouTube friends? Oh, thank you. And that's what we're going to put our soil in. Very good. Thank you.
Soil.
We'll go back to this. So we'll pop holes in the bottom of this because you want good drainage. A ton of holes, a bunch of little holes. Hang on, sweetie. I pretty much do holes in all these little spots all around.
Can I say hi?
Just wait, please. And then this... Just wait. And then this is what I will use for basically making it its own little greenhouse. So these are basically free because you buy the chicken and then this is normally just thrown away. So I save them, definitely. I save as many as I can.
Flower.
We will do flowers. We're going to do marigolds another day, okay?
What?
We'll do flowers another day. But for now, we're just going to do onions, cabbage, and broccoli. This is going to be going on my third year of using this kind of setup. And I love these for the cabbage and the broccoli, and then I'll also sometimes up pot my tomatoes into these as well because of the way that they water. I need to go on to, I got these from Gardener Supply as well. I'll try and link everything in the description. And this is awesome because it's literally a bottom watering, and it's hard to show you, but this holds it up out of the water. And there's supposed to be a mat that goes here, and you tuck the mat down into the water, and the mat keeps it evenly wet. And then as this sits on the mat, it bottom waters your seedlings. And that's really good. Bottom watering your seedlings is the way you want to go because it helps avoid that top molding that you sometimes get. So bottom watering, that's one tip I'll give you on everything that I'm going to be seed starting this year. Everything is going to have a method of bottom watering because I cannot afford to lose seedlings. I just don't have the time or the growing season to do a lot of stuff. So this also kind of makes its own little greenhouse like this. Hi. And it's wonderful.
I wanted the pink one.
You want pink flowers? Yeah. You know what? We could probably make that happen. So my little helper and I are pouring in some of the seed starting soil, and I'm just going to rehydrate that as best as I can. So you're kind of aiming for a wet but not too wet consistency, but also not too dry. Later in the video, I'll kind of show you what it looks like up close, and I'll squeeze it and kind of show you how it holds form. But you're just kind of looking for that evenly wet consistency just to make sure it sticks and it's got enough moisture for the seedlings. Now we're just gonna fill up our tray with this soil and just even it out as best we can. We're not really gonna push down on it. We don't wanna pack that soil in, because when your seedlings start, you really wanna have that nice loose soil so that they have that opportunity to push their roots through it easier. You don't want it super compacted, because then those little baby seedlings really gotta struggle to try and send their roots out. So if you have it nice and loose, not too loose, but just, packed together enough so that it kind of stays even when you water it and stuff like that. That's all we're looking for. So we get this filled probably 3/4 of the way up, and then we will get to planting. Now I'm going to go ahead and make little trenches in this seed starting tray, and I think I make about 4 of them. Yeah, I make 4 nice little trenches, and they're maybe 1/4 of an inch deep. You don't want them super deep for these onion seeds, because these onion seeds are really small. I'll show you that later, but we're just making our trenches, and then we're going to go ahead and try and put your seeds as far apart as the package directs. It's kind of hard because it's next to impossible with how tiny the seeds are, but you just kind of want to eyeball it and do your best to drop the seeds in the correct spacing that your seed packet says. When I'm seed starting, I like to put my seeds in a little bowl like this, because then I can kind of see what I'm doing and I can control how many seeds I get at a time. I like to be able to press my finger into the seeds to pick up what I need, and then I just kind of rub my fingers together and drop them where I need them to go. So here you can barely see, it's kind of a little bit darker right there in the middle. It literally looks like a soil spot, but that is the onion seed that I dropped right there. I'm just kind of showing you how tiny it is. And then we're going to gently go ahead and cover up those seeds as best we can. I don't want to disturb them too much and move them around, so we're just gently covering them up. So now we are going to mist the top of the soil just to help with a little bit more extra moisture. I got this little continuous spray mister off Amazon in a pack of 2. So I use this one for seed starting, and I have another one that I use for my girl's hair. Another hack that I like to do is put cling wrap on top of this to help keep in the moisture, since I do not have a lid for these size trays. So I hate working with cling wrap. Does anybody else hate cling wrap? I super hate it, but it works really well for this. I just put it over the top, kind of drape it as best I can. I don't really secure it down because I'll be coming back in and misting on this and dealing with it later. So I just cover it up and then make sure it's as covered as best I can. And now I'm covering it with a towel just to help keep it dark in there for sprouting. Now that our onions are done, I'm going to grab this 24 cell tray that I have, and we're going to get going on our cabbage. I started filling it like this, and I'm pretty sure I do this every year. I don't know why I can't remember to just dump the soil on, because it's so much faster. You'll see that in the next clip. Doing it with a spoon is not productive. Please don't do that. Just dump it in there and spread it out with your hands. But I'm getting this in there, and then we are going to go ahead and start planting our tiny little cabbage seeds. So I'm just using some burpee seeds that I had left over. I think these are a couple years old. They should be fine. They germinated last year. I'm hoping they will this year as well. Put my seeds in my little bowl and we're ready to get rocking. So I went in my junk drawer and I found this teeny tiny little Phillips screwdriver, and I'm using that to make my little holes. I'm making 2 per cell because, just in case one doesn't germinate, I have another one. And I'm just plugging little holes in there with it like that, just about 1/4 inch deep, just enough to get the seed in there, but not too deep that it won't be able to sprout up and out. I'm dropping 1 seed in each hole. I think some got 2, which is fine. We're going to come back and thin these later, and I'll bring you along with that as well, but I'm just dropping them in there and then gently covering them up. I'm not patting it down. I'm not doing anything crazy. I'm just literally pushing a tiny bit of soil over the top just to cover the seed barely. Now we're on to broccoli, and this is going to be my second year growing this now. Last year, I have a picture of myself on my Facebook with me holding one of these, and it did super well. If I wouldn't have let the bugs get to it, it would have done great. So here I'm going on to my dumping method of putting the soil into the 24 blocks. So here's kind of what we want our seed starting soil to look like. It's wet. I'm squeezing really hard right here, and you can see not a lot of moisture came out. I'm squeezing super hard and it's making clumps. And then I'm going to start squeezing a little bit more gently on it, and you can see that it's not seeping out water, but it is holding its form. That's what you're looking for when you're starting your seeds. You want it to hold its form like that, and it's well hydrated. So now I'm just cleaning up my area. Yes, I'm using a dough scraper. No, don't judge me. It worked pretty well. I just wanted to clean it up a little bit, and then we're going to label our plants. That's one thing I'm going to stress to you guys is when you're seed starting, make sure you label it very well, because there's been a lot of times that I have not labeled stuff and the seedling begins to grow and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so beautiful, but what is it? And then I have to try and figure out what I grew. Now I'm transferring my 3 trays into the garage where they're going to stay until it's time to plant out in the garden. I'm putting them on the garden shelf and just getting them set up, making sure they stay warm. This is right next to the heat that we have in our garage. There's a heater we have mounted on the ceiling, so it stays pretty warm right here. And then I'm going to cover them up to help with germination, just keep the light out. It stays pretty dark in the garage, but we do have a window, so I just throw a towel over them to help with that germination. This has worked for me every time I've tried to start seeds. So I might invest in some seed starting mats that are heated and see if that gives me faster germination, because I'm curious. And here they are. This is 1 shelf out of 3 that I have in the garage. Well, that is it for starting seeds today. We did our broccoli, we did our cabbage, and we did our onions. Those are the ones that I was most worried about getting started early enough So we got those done. We have them here in the garage in this grow shelf space that my husband kind of helped put together for me. I have another grow space that I use probably for my tomatoes. I will use for my tomatoes this year in my entry because it stays a little bit warmer in there. I do have heat in the garage. It's insulated, all that good stuff. But I think I have another video that I did last year that I'll put down in the description, kind of showing my setup and how everything was looking, because I kind of went through my seedlings at that time. I'll link that video, and then as we get going and doing more seed starting, I'll show you my setup. Right now it's pretty messy, so I'm not going to be showing you. I have like all the seed starting stuff like just scattered about, and there's still some Christmas decorations up here that I need to put away, but we won't talk about that. It's okay that they're up there because it's still snowing out, right? So if you guys will give me a thumbs up, like, subscribe, comment, share, anything helps. Just trying to share my journey with everybody else and bring you guys along with me and just see how it goes. That's pretty much how I've done this whole homesteading thing, is just by being a sponge with everything that I can get my hands on and learn. YouTube videos, blogs, books, anything. Just devoting that time to learning is pretty much how we've come to where we've got to so far. So I would love to bring you guys along with us as we do this and teach what I have learned. I would like to share the knowledge just to help get it out there, maybe make it easier on other people so they don't have to struggle as much as I have with some things. So hang out with us. We're going to be having a lot more videos coming your way, and thank you guys for watching. Have a great week. Bye.